गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की jai. Friends, today I am going to talk about another great text. It's Guru Charitra. It is one of the most powerful spiritual texts and which is centered about the life of two great saints, Sripad Sri Vallabh and Narasimha Saraswati. Sripad Sri Vallabh is supposed to be born earlier, and his very incarnation has come forth again as Narasimha Saraswati, and it was an anticipated move, a voluntary move. Sripad Sri Vallabh in his lifetime has stated that I will be born again as Narasimha Saraswati to some of the devotees. But we shall come to Sripad Sri Vallabh little later. Today I would like to talk about Sri Narasimha Saraswati. Those who wish to make their spiritual journey should try and read Guru Charitra. It is one of the most powerful texts, scriptures of Maharashtra. And they are in Marathi, but I was able to convert them or translate them into English. My Guru had written an extensive commentary. Umanand Saraswati had written an extensive commentary on Guru Charitra, which as Guru Charitra Bodheshwari, which runs into 4 volumes. And I have translated them. I was lucky about it that my Guru graced me and I could translate them into English. And it is especially for all those students who are unable to understand Marathi that these works are put forth. Please feel free to contact us through email and let us know if you wish to have the copies. We shall forward them to you. Soon they will also probably be on Kindle, but let us see. We still have to publish the 4th volume, which is likely to be published in August, on 15th of August. However, we will be announcing it before. Those who wish to come and are in Pune based, they could join the function. Sri Guru Charitra Bodheshwari speaks of these two great saints, Sripad Sri Vallabh and Narasimha Saraswati. Again, I would leave some of the works to those who are interested in studies. Please go to the Googles, find out who these saints were, find out the important places of their lives and also their works and their birth dates and their lifespan, whatever you feel like. But I will come to some interesting stories about them. These stories try to enhance our bhav, that is feelings, and when they increase, you become more receptive to the world of concept, world based on faith. And if faith is able to manifest, then obviously the spirit will manifest on earth. So let us work through that. It has probably its own science, and we will try and do the best we can with our world of faith. Narasimha Saraswati, when he was born, for almost 7 years, he did not speak. And the parents were obviously worried. They thought they had a dumb child and that the child could not speak. But he was very sharp. And when the astrologers came to read his horoscope, which was normally the custom, people who are sort of highly placed in societies, they normally for their own child's birth, after the birth and all, invite the astrologers and then keep a day where the child's horoscope is made and read. So similarly it was practiced about Narasimha Saraswati. And when people came, they predicted something very grand about him, that he will be a great master of the universe and so on. His spiritualism was read. His status of spiritualism was read through the horoscopes. The parents were anxious to see that side of the child, and the child was still not able to speak. However, there is a thread ceremony which was to be performed at the age of 7. Now totally there are about 16 sanskar. They are rituals which are performed, which are done for the Brahmins. And these 16 are supposed to take them from different levels of traditions, different levels of culture, let's say, and into a more perfect being. And these 16 are valued, of which the prime ones, like marriage, is one of the sanskar. Similarly, thread ceremony is supposed to be a sanskar. From here, the child's student days start. Students' days start. And the child goes to the teacher's abode and studies. This is the normal earlier practice. However, Narasimha Saraswati had to undergo this thread ceremony program, and the Brahmins and the priests were invited, and the ritual had begun. Now the child saw the mother was very anxious. She knew, she kept on wondering, how is this child going to recite some mantras? However, Narasimha sort of signaled to her, and he took her to the kitchen, and he asked her to give her some sort of a churner, a curd churner, you see, something to churn curds. And when he took it in his hand, it is said that it was turned to gold. Now, when the mother saw that, obviously she was now quite surprised to begin with. And then she started giving him various things to hold, and everything the boy held, it turned into gold. So he was trying to tell her that I am not what I just appear to be, and I'm definitely much beyond. Now, this is the beauty of the Siddhas. They know who they are. You and me don't know who we are. We try to be somebody, but we don't know who we are. Whereas the Siddhas knew what they are. And that is the difference between the Siddhas. And such Siddhas and their life and works, if we read, these Siddhas visit us and they bless us. So Guru Charitra is supposed to be a text which is read by seekers. They go to Gandapur, Puravpur, various Pithapur. These are the places of these two holy saints, and this particular Guru Charitra is read there. And it is so said, if you read it within 7 days, of course all your desires get fulfilled. Now it's all up to you, but there is no harm in just trying it once in a way. Now, of course, I don't know whether they are available in English, but I think they are. And but then extensive commentary is something which I was able to contribute to. And I hope all those who get a chance to read it like it well. Now, Narasimha Saraswati could not speak, but when the entire ritual started and the Brahmin announced the first few Vedic mantras for the child to repeat, he not only repeated one line, but he continued to saying the rest without being told. Now, this was a stunning experience, and everybody around realized that this was something, the child was someone rare. It is so said that when he was even born, his cry, the child cries normally when the child is born, his cry sounded typically like Omkar. Now, this was also very obvious to some of the ears who were excellent priests and who made it public to the people that yes, here was a child who instead of crying had said Omkar instead. Now, these are a few of these stories about Narasimha Saraswati. A few I shall continue to tell. It is so said that Narasimha Saraswati would go around and they call it Bhiksha, and ask people to give them some meals, things like that. One day he visited a home, and he asked for food. So the lady said, "There's nothing much. My husband will soon return and with some food and groceries, rations, and I shall offer them to you. Please be seated." He said, "You have a buffalo in the house, a cow there. Why don't you give me some milk instead?" So she says, "No, the buffalo or the cow, whatever it was, doesn't give milk." So he says, "What rubbish, you are lying to me. Go quickly and bring it. It will give." Now, probably the woman just reacted. She rushed, she brought her a container and she milked the cow. Yeah. And it really happened that the cow or the buffalo, whoever it was, it gave the milk. And now this was considered as a miracle. Um, then there was another very good incident about Narasimha Saraswati. Um, one of the ladies, she used to have children born, and they would succumb to death. Hardly would they grow about a couple of years, and they would die. Now this lady had come to Narasimha Saraswati, and she said that my children are born, sir, but they die. So if you could only bless them. So he realized that in her past she had probably deprived a Brahmin of a little money she owed. So if anybody has debts, please clear them. Please clear them. You never know. The person who remains unhappy because you have not repaid his debts can be at your beck and call, be at your round your neck threshold, whatever you call it. So it's better we clear our dues and debts before we part from here. So this lady, it was a trivial amount, but she had not cleared the dues. And so it is so said that the Brahmin, who was probably attached to the money or felt cheated, was living as a Brahma Rakshasa, a demonic, in a demonic state. And he would not allow her children to grow beyond an age. He would sort of kill them. Now, today people may not believe it, but of course there are children who are born and who die, and there are women who are without issues. There might be some reason, we don't know. You take what you like best in the stories. For me, it is just a matter of passing them to you to show the miraculous side of the saints, or the graceful side, the graced side of the saints. So when he realizes that, then he tells the Brahman, the Brahma Rakshas, he says, now listen, I'm going to make her give whatever is within her limits, and after offering certain prayers. And if you don't take it, then I shall see that you never leave that status of the demonic status forever. So gurus are supposed to have such powers, and obviously it so happened that the women observed all the rituals which were told her to follow. She would go pray, offer water on a dead log of wood, because he had said until it doesn't sprout some leaves, when it sprouts, comes up with new leaves, you will definitely get the baby. So your child will live long. And then people would say, this is absurd, it is not going to work, but it worked. And it worked, and when again finally when the child was born, of course he did succumb to the death period was there, so the child fell and unconscious. People thought he was dead, and somehow she went and she fought with the guru. And she said, how dare I get cheated, I turned to you for help. And of course it's a beautiful story. And then the child is reborn. Now these are stories which make man live with faith, with hope. And hope is another dimension which can let you move on. So all these are required by the human emotions. And of course, we should not go much into it, but God manifests for people who are deep into faith and are devoted. Then there was another story which goes that a girl comes with her husband to see Narasimha Saraswati because the husband is not well and she wants him to recover. And it's a beautiful life they've shown, both of them together. That if the husband is forced to have the bitter medicine, she too has it. Whatever he cannot eat, she also decides not to eat. Now, this sort of love between a husband and wife probably is there even today. but it needs to be discovered. and and anyway, so the couple shows tremendous attachment between each other. There is, and of course, he too, after his death, is revived, and he is revived by recitations of Rudra, a beautiful chanting, a Vedic mantra it is. I shall just chant one or two lines so that I will know that if you like it, you can hear it. Probably YouTube will show you, or I might contribute to one of them here. I'll just recite two lines. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Namaste Rudram Anyavautot Ishve Namaha Namaste Astu Dhanvani Bahubhyam Utate Namaha Yat Ishu Shivatama Shivam Babhuvate Danu. And it goes on. It's beautiful. Every time I almost worship Lord Shiva in the form of Shivling, and I recite these mantras, somewhere or the other, a beautiful face emerges either on the Shivling or in the flowers which are offered. And this happened even in Banaras. I was there at Kumbh Mela. For almost 15 days I recited 108 Rudra, and he appeared before me on Shivling. And not only me, many people around saw God's face on Shivling. Well, all these prayers are beautiful. Now, Narasimha Saraswati's life is beautiful. His place is Gangapur. And those who wish to visit, please feel free, go there. I'm sure you will get Guru Charitra, read about it, and read it in the form of a 7-day program, a saptaha, and wait for the blessings to come. They do come. I just will say these few, and then tomorrow we will try and see if we can touch a little upon his earlier form of Sripad Sri Vallabh. And they have sort of, in their life, the way it has been presented, definitely shows not only how vast the canvas of miracles can be, but also that they can anticipate their further birth and come forth with an intention, with the knowledge of who they are going to be born as. The text is worth reading, and I am translating it now. Last couple of pages are left. I have to complete it and present it on Guru Purnima, which is 9th July, so that I release the book on 15th August. All those who will be within the vicinity of Pune nearby, please join us. I'm sure it will be somewhere as an advertisement in the papers, or of course my email address is with you all. Feel free to contact me, and let us make a big ceremony out of this 4th publication. Thank you. This is Swami Radhikananda from Pune.